Welcome to the April 2018 report from the Legislature. I'm Onondaga County Legislator Kevin Holmquist. Our April session had two big issues that really dominated the discussion. They're two issues that are well known to everybody. Again, we're talking about dogs and we're talking about the Lakeview Amphitheater. First, we'll go to the dogs. This is the third month in a row that we've had discussion about two local laws, one from County Legislator Chris Ryan. He started with Adrian's Law, which really didn't have a lot of support in or out of the legislature. It was too restrictive. So to Chris's great credit, he improved the law over the past 3 months, working with local groups, and improved it to the point where he had some significant support in the legislature. Also, Casey Jordan had a competing law, which also enjoyed support in the legislature. And basically what happened, Chris's law restricted dog tethering. If you had a tethered dog in temperatures of 90 degrees or hotter, or 32 degrees or colder for 2 hours, you'd be in violation of his law. So there was significant opposition to that for obvious reasons. Casey Jordan's law was a little bit more all-encompassing. It included other animals, including cats. And his law was more focused on giving latitude to the dog animal enforcement officers to give them the ability to address a case-by-case situation and not have a strict, stringent, you got to do this within 2 hours, or restricting the animal control officers. So at the end of the day, very much like happened in the state, neither law passed, and there was great public debate and much disappointment on the part of the proponents. I think that nothing passed, and I think for good reason. It's really hard to legislate good behavior, especially when you're dealing with different breeds with dogs. Huskies are going to be treated different than Chihuahuas. There are outdoor dogs, working dogs, farm dogs, etc. So the exercise was very, very helpful. I think it helped with the public input and public debate. And the state's working on a statewide law, which I think could help address some of the situations a little better. I supported Casey's law because it gave more latitude to the local enforcement officers. And Chris Ryan's law, I think, is probably not coming back. The other issue we discussed was the announcement of St. Joseph's naming rights agreement with Onondaga County and Live Nation. Initially, it was reported that $750,000 would be paid to the county over a 5-year period. And there was much pushback from local people, the local media, and the legislature that there was not full disclosure, there was not total transparency, and great concern. Why are they not telling us the whole story? How much is Live Nation being paid? What are the terms of the agreement, especially on the heels of other aspects financially of the amphitheater shrouded in darkness and not being fully disclosed to the public? So to the credit of our chairman of the legislature, Chairman McMahon was able to, with the help of our staff at the legislature, determine that other venues did have full disclosure. So we got the county law department to flip and say that it wasn't proprietary information. The public had a right to know, and that aspect was good. The problematic part of this is, what else are they hiding? Why did they feel the need to only tell us part of the story on this, knowing that we don't know where the revenues are coming from the legislature in terms of the amphitheater and the public input? We don't know where the expenses are coming from. There isn't full disclosure. The only audit that's been done by our county controller was a partial audit because the county executive is not making all the information available. So we know today that we are losing at least $500,000 per year on the amphitheater, and it's probably much worse. That's not including the $2.4 million that we pay for capital costs for the building of the amphitheater annually for 30 years. So our whole message now, with the new members that have come in, and we have new supporters in the legislature that care very much about full disclosure, is that we get all the answers of all the revenues, all the expenses that affect the public taxpayer dollars at the Lakeview Amphitheater. That's our goal, and that's what we're going to continue to push for. I'm sure we'll hear more about that later this year. But speaking of full disclosure and total transparency, You can get more information on all of the happenings at the county legislature on my website, kevinholmquist.com. I am your voice for good government. I'm Onondaga County Legislator Kevin Holmquist. Thanks for watching.